that when we are in the class, our focus is only on following the concepts. So I will teach something, I will solve some problem, I'll make you guys deal with some problems, and I'll be able to provide any help or clarification if you guys are getting stuck. Okay? So I'll keep deliberating on those problems. What it means is you don't have to worry about taking notes. You're not taking dictation of what I say. You will have the video of the class. Right now, me and the board is getting recorded. Okay? You will have the video of the class that you can watch later and make your own notes with your own comfort, in your own way. Okay? So this video goes to YouTube, and I'm not a YouTuber. My videos are only meant for my kids. You guys are my kids. Okay? Treat me as a support system. Ask me questions within the class, outside the class also. Okay? So if there is something that you are working on and you come across a problem, you are not clear about it, don't hesitate. Take help from daddy, mommy, or if you have your own number, send me a message saying, sir, uncle, whatever you call me, I need some clarification with this problem. How do I approach this? For me, approach matters. Answers could go right or wrong. That's okay. Let's not worry about the answer part of it. Okay? Let's focus on the concepts. Alright? So, no taking notes, only solving problem, you'll have video of the class. That's the message. Everybody keep your videos on, because I want to see the stress on your face when I'm giving you the problems. Alright? I know Ananya's video doesn't work. Srikhar said he is outside. Visali, and then who is Ram? Am I missing something? Somebody with name Ram.
Yeah.
Oh, Ram, okay. The Ram whom I'm more used to seeing in the classroom rather than seeing online. Okay. So Ram, keep your video on the top. Okay? Alright. So let's get started. What did we do in the last class? Anushri will not know, but everybody else should. What we were doing in the last class? Any idea? Any recollection? Yes, Ansika, go ahead. Factorizing polynomials. Yeah? Okay? And everybody in the class, get used to the habit of shouting back at me. Again, as I say, don't be disrespectful, but there is no harm in being loud and clear. Okay? Okay? Devans, do you agree with what Ansika said? Yeah? Final factorization. So today, in today's class, see how forgetful I could be as a teacher. What I have done is I have compiled the list of topics that we are going to cover. We will continue with the same unit, polynomial factorization. Okay? And honestly speaking, I don't think there is enough topics to cover. This unit is all about how creative we get while factorizing polynomials. Okay? So, just to lay them up, just to talk about the lay of the land, the things that we are going to cover are primarily around factoring higher degree polynomials. So, polynomials with higher degree, how do we factorize them? And then we'll use certain techniques like structures or patterns, substitution methods and all that. So see how much difficulty I'm having right now recalling the techniques. Okay, this is going to be all around few constructs. I call them three constructs. Okay, one is with respect to the algebraic identities or polynomial pattern. Algebraic identities or polynomial patterns. And then we will look at what are different methods that we can use, such as finding out the common factors across all terms, and then how do we break it down. So let's do one thing. Let me not get into the theory part of it. Let's see how creatively you guys are able to look at some of the problems with respect to factorizing polynomials. Okay. So let me start with this, because theory you will forget, problems will remain with you guys longer. Let's say I have 25x to the power 8 minus 121. I am trying to factorize this. Before we try factorizing this, what is the goal? What is that we are trying to achieve here? We are trying to break this down into smaller pieces as multiplications or multiples, so that we can use this for further calculations. Now, a lame theory that I can always give is, if let's say if I have to carry that table, ping pong table, okay, it's going to be difficult for me compared to carrying this lightweight chair. So factorization is a technique that makes our heavy duty items into smaller pieces, so that carrying them or calculating using them becomes much easier, okay, or less defect prone. Let's see how you guys are breaking it down, or how far you are able to break it down into factors. Let's see how you are doing it. Any clue? Any idea? Okay, let me. Okay, I know it's a bit of a jump start problem, right? So yes, Devans, you got something? Go ahead. Say it one more time. Square root of both the sides. What do you mean by sides? In polynomials, we don't have sides. We have terms. We call them terms. Okay, yes, go ahead.
It's already like factorized because there's nothing to like make it smaller. There's no number to simplify it.
We will see. Okay, we'll see. Okay, anybody, any idea? And again, you did the right thing. See, participation is important. When you share your point of view, okay, you have certain assumption in your mind that okay, it's very factorized, and that's a fair starting point. When I break it down, then you will probably get an opportunity to correct yourself, or if I'm going wrong, you'll correct me also. Okay? I can afford to fail, you guys not. I can go wrong. Yes, Hansika, what did you get?
Similar to Devans, I think we should first write them as an exponential of.
Okay. So, based on what I have heard from you guys, Visali, Srikhar, everybody keep your videos on. Samhita, Visha, and also Sundara, sorry. Okay, now look at this one. This is a polynomial that we have. We have two terms, and it's a high degree polynomial. It's power 8. What is that we are trying to do? First thing, as Devans and Sika said, that we can look at converting that into some kind of a squared form. But before we do that, why are we even trying to do it? Because we know some patterns, polynomial patterns or algebraic identity that we call it. There are few of them. A plus b whole square is nothing but a square plus 2ab plus b square. A minus b whole square is nothing but a square minus 2ab plus b square. And a square minus b square is nothing but a plus b into a minus b. These are three algebraic identities or polynomial patterns, whatever you are comfortable calling them. Okay, and there's nothing, no big deal about it. Okay, these are the most commonly used formulas that will stay glued with us as long as we have anything to do with math. Now, if you ask me how come this happened, this is nothing but a plus b whole square is nothing but a plus b times a plus b. And when you apply the distributive property, meaning you multiply a with the whole thing, then b with the whole thing, this is what you will get. Okay? And I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it before. I'm just helping you guys recall it. Okay? So these are the three formulas that we use very commonly in our day-to-day life. Yeah? So I'm just keeping this in the back of our mind. Now, I'm just keeping these formulas handy for us. Why this formula is important? Now you see this. If I have a square minus b square, I can break it down into a plus b times a minus b. And that is what Devans and Ansika were alluding to, right? You wanted to see if I have something square minus something square. Is it a square as well? And is it a square as well? Yeah? Now look at this. 121 is nothing but 11 square. 11 into 11 gives me 121. So this is certainly a square. Okay. Now if you look at this one, 25 x to the power 8. This has two components to it, 25 and x to the power 8. 25 is nothing but 5 square. And then x to the power 8. The basic exponent rule, x to the power 4 into x to the power 4. When I am multiplying two exponents with the same base, my power gets added. So here I am doing the reverse of that. X to the power 8 I can break into x to the power, oops, come on, x to the power 4 into x to the power 4. Yeah? Are you guys with me so far, or I'm just convincing myself? Everybody okay so far? Okay. So this x to the power 8 we can break it into this form. And essentially what I am trying to do is this became x to the power 4 square minus 11 square. So this square into this square minus this square, or I can club these two guys together. This becomes 5 x to the power 4 whole thing is square minus 11 square. Yeah. So for the story looks okay. Anusri, you okay with that? Yeah. And see, whatever I'm doing, this is nothing but a story. I'm stitching the story, one scene after another. If you're watching a TV serial or a movie, this is the plot of the movie. Yes, Devas. What is that? No, Devas, say it louder. I could not hear you. You guys have better eyesight than me for sure. I missed it. This square and this square. So this is square together. Yes, that's a good catch. I just overlooked that. But yeah. Now in this whole thing, what is that we're trying to achieve? We got biased with these common formulas or algebraic identities. And we are trying to relate the expression or the polynomial with one of these. And this was the closest match that we could find. So when I have something square minus something square, that becomes something plus something, times something minus something. So this is my A. If I treat this as A and this as B, this is A square minus B square. So what that will become is A plus B. Now I'm renaming this guy. I'm saying this is A and this is B. So A plus B times A minus B. Yeah? So whenever we are solving a problem, we have very clear intent in mind that if I have this, what is my closest, who is my closest friend who can help me factorize this? And this was our best bet. Now once we have that thing in my mind, then I am tweaking it to see how I can align it with that goal or that objective. And then everything that is done here to get to that point, if this is actually doable. Yeah. So now you guys will not disagree that we can factorize this, because we saw this can be converted into some square, this could be converted into some square. Something square and minus something square is plus and minus factors of it. Yeah. Tanu, Shikhar, Vasundhara, Visali, Ram, everybody okay? See, so far life was easy. I was doing it based on the guidance I got from Anshika and Divans. Now I'm going to make your life miserable by giving some problems for you all to solve. Yeah. Are you guys ready for the challenge? Yeah. Okay. And I will keep this in the back pocket for you guys to refer. However, it is assumed that you guys are well aware of these formulas called algebraic identities or polynomial terms. Yeah, polynomial terms. I keep forgetting the terms, and if anybody is wondering how this happens, this is nothing but simple understanding. If I say x square, I am talking about x into x. If I am saying y square, I am talking about y into y. If I am talking about a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square, I am talking about a minus b times a minus b. And then you apply the distributive property, multiply this guy with the whole thing, then multiply this guy with the whole thing, you will get the same formula. Okay. If anybody is trying to recollect why this 50-year-old man is forcing us to memorize this, do it by yourself and make it yours. That's the deal. Okay. Let's look at some problems that I have collected from Khan Academy, and if that is not enough, I will cook up some interesting problems for you guys on the fly. Am I speaking very fast for you? Or all right. Now, because the kids who are there online, they have been dealing with me for some time, so they have gotten used to the good or bad habit. Let's see. Now, whatever we solve, it's going to be different from that one. I want you guys to factorize this. Now the good news is, this is nowhere linked to the last formula that we were using. How you guys will be able to factorize this will depend on how creative you get. And this also relates to one more concept, but that concept will come with practice. I'll let you guys struggle with this for next 2 minutes before I jump on it. Srikar, what happened to your camera today? I cannot see you. Tanu, Vasundhara, Sangeeta, everybody doing it, right? Okay, got it. It's okay. Camera is only for the enjoyment I get by bothering you guys, okay? I want to see the stress on your forehead when you're solving the problem. Go for it. Everybody can see the question, right? I mean, this is visible to you all. Okay, enjoy. You guys need some water or something? So, okay, anybody getting any idea? Just while I'll give you guys some time to solve it for sure, but what kind of idea is flashing in your mind right now? I'm trying to see how creative you guys are getting while solving it, or what kind of observation you guys are making right now. Everybody is working on it. Okay. And here's the warning, okay? If you guys don't tell me how your brain is processing this, I will tell this story one more time. It's new for you, but okay? I'm going to tell the story for you only, but the story has a reason. I want everybody to get used to this method of solving problems. This is a theory that I have created for my kids. Ananya, are you going to try? Okay. So, 30 more seconds to go. Ram, are you wanting to buy some more time from me, or you want me to get started? I'm just randomly picking your name. That doesn't mean I'm not concerned about what everybody else says. I can get started. Okay, that's one vote I got. Devans, you're okay with me starting? Vasundhara? Ansika, everybody okay? Anusri, you want me to start? Okay, here's the thing. Now I will tell you guys one story that I actually wanted to tell to Anusri because this is her first class, and you guys have heard it enough from me, and I still want you guys to hear it from me because this is the in your terminology, this is the good. Yeah. Why I say this is the good? Because this is going to be a method to the madness. If you have to solve any problem, this will be your way to solve problems. And I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive for most of you. This is my technique for solving any problem. Okay? And if I stitch a story around this, I read this as who wins the medal in a race? Who ran the best? Okay? Now what this RAN stands for? R stands for read, and read till you get tired. Then A stands for analysis or analyze, whatever way you want to read it. And then N stands for the famous shoe brand Nike. What does it say? Just do it. Yeah. Here the message for you guys is, any problem that you're trying to solve, first read it carefully once, twice, thrice. Even if this problem, when I'll apply the same technique for solving it also, okay? Read the problem couple of times till you extract all the information that you have in the question, okay? And then analyze. Then you start putting your thoughts, create a blueprint for solving it. And then you go to solving it. Then you recall Nike. And why I emphasize on that is, where we go wrong, you get a problem, you jump onto solving it. If you took a wrong path, that time that you spent on the wrong path is wasted. So I strongly recommend everybody to make sure that you don't jump onto solving a problem right from the word go. Always read the question carefully, analyze, get your plan, have a clear thought in your mind before you try solving it. And now I'm going to apply the same technique for solving it, okay? Because you guys wanted me to solve this. Honestly, you heard my grand story, and don't get frustrated if you hear the story again and again from me, because I'm always trying you guys to get into the habit of solving problem in a certain way. That will help you in a long way in actual exam like scenario. You certainly don't want to waste even a single minute of your time going through the wrong path. Okay? That's the whole reason. Now coming to this one, I'm reading this question. X cube plus 7x squared minus 5x minus 25. X cube plus 7x squared minus 5x plus minus 25. I have read it a couple of times and I'm thinking what I could do. When I'm looking at things carefully, okay, I see something common between these two guys. At least x to some power. And between these guys, I see something common, which is probably 5, right? Both the places. Now I'm thinking, if I take x squared common here, it becomes x plus 7. Did I put the question correctly or did I mess it up? Okay, this was minus 35, my bad. See, this is when I was looking at this question, right? Okay, here if I take x squared common, this becomes x plus 7. Here if I take 5 common, x and 7. Something is certainly common between these 4 elements of the polynomial. Between these two guys something is common, between these two guys something is common. Let's take an attempt now and go with what is the common factor here. Here I can take x squared out, this guy will be left with an x and this guy will be left with a 7. Now here let's take minus 5 out, because minus is present in both the places. Minus 5 out. We have x here and then plus 7 here. Now what we are seeing is x plus 7 is common between both these terms, combined terms now. So this can become x squared minus 7 times x plus 7. This is reverse of distributive property, right? Something times x plus 7 minus something times x plus 7. That means something minus something times the whole thing, right? If I am saying 15 times 8, it is as good as 10 times 8 plus 5 times 8, correct? This is what distributive property teaches us, correct? Same thing we are applying here also. And see, again, I'm not pinpointing anybody, but when you guys started doing it, you could have questioned me, sir, if I look at the terms, I'm not going to find something common, because I had given you guys 25 here by mistake. As soon as I read the question a couple of times and tried figuring out, do I have something common here? And I was getting stuck. And then I realized, did I put the question incorrectly? So, a lot of things happen here between these two phases, reading and analyzing. This is the easiest part of the whole calculation. Yes, Devas. Devansh, you have raised your hand. Go for it. I'm sorry. Now, so see again, challenge has to be relevant. I cannot give you guys a difficult physics problem in a math class. If I'm doing so, who's to be blamed? Only your teacher, nobody else. And that's why I'm giving you guys enough courage to be loud and clear with your thoughts. See, what will go wrong? Let's say if I give a wrong problem, or you, when you're trying to solve it, you realize that okay, this question doesn't seem to be right. You can challenge and say, okay, this question doesn't seem to be right. And if the question is correct, I will give you my justification. It's okay. Yeah? So don't get influenced by me. If I say something and you have a different point of view, please bring it up. It's okay. Yeah? Is everybody okay with the narrative so far? Or Ram, Ansika, Anushree, everybody okay? Tanu, Vasundhara, Samrita, Disali? You guys have to get into the habit of fighting with the teacher. Not any physical fight. I'm talking about mathematical fighting. Okay, let me put the next question. This time it should. I will give you guys two problems. Okay, let me not be overly creative, because if I do so, that will make it a little bit bothersome for you guys. 7x to the power 5 minus 21x to the power 4 plus 14x cubed. Okay? I want you guys to factorize this. And second one is a little easy one. X minus 1 squared plus x minus 1 plus 4. Oh, okay, this problem is of different nature. Okay, I'll come to that one a little bit later. Let me give you guys another one. Yeah, x minus 2 squared minus y plus 4 squared. I want you guys to factorize these two polynomials. And as I said, don't jump onto solving it. You guys can solve it in 5 minutes, provided you go along the right path. So make sure you choose the right path first. That is where your energy should go before you try to do it. Yeah? And Anushree, you also have to tell me, because if you have anything that you are not convinced about, okay? In this question, if you think that there is something not seeming right, raise your hand, ask the question, it's okay. A wrong question doesn't let anything go wrong, it's okay. Everybody can see the question, right? The two questions, the 2 polynomials that we have on the screen. And you guys have only, I'll give you like 3 minutes each, okay? So 6 minutes for solving these two. So 7:31, 7:33. We can go maximum till 7:39. Just the ones. You got the answer already?
Yes.
Say it louder.
7x
Okay.
x minus 1
Times.
x minus 1
Okay. X minus 1
times x minus 2.
times x minus 2. Okay. Let's see. How about you?
I got 7x squared times x cubed
Okay.
minus 3x plus 2.
Let me write down that option also. And I see merit in what you guys have done, but I will clear some more dust. Read for me one more time.
7x squared cubed
7x cubed times.
times x squared minus 3x plus 2.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Sanjita, what did you get?
I got
Okay. So same as what Divan's got. So I've got two sets of answers. One is this one, and the second one is this one. Let's see what everybody else is getting. Okay? Yes, Vasundhara.
The first one I got 7x cubed x plus 1 and times x plus 1 times x plus 2.
Oh, so you got 7x cubed times x plus 1 times x plus 2, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because the other answer that I got was with a minus, you got with a plus. Okay. How about the second one? Everybody. Ansika, Disari, Shikhar, Ananya, Sanu, Ram, you are performing better in the classroom. Better start coming to the classroom. You are keeping quiet. Not what I'm used to. No. I'm saying share your answers. Yes, Ansika.
The question, the last one is 4 plus 4 squared.
Courtesy my horrible writing. It's y plus 4 whole square. Okay. Yes, Vasundhara. You saying something? Okay. Ram, what did you get for the first one, Ram?
I'm still working on it.
Okay. Divan, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I got x plus 6 times x minus 10.
One more time.
X plus 6 times x minus 10.
X plus 6 times x minus 10.
Yeah.
Where did y go? Where did y go? This is a y. Yeah, no, I know. I realized that after Ansika asked that question to me. So one more minute, I will get going, okay? Yes, Devas. Okay. Okay. So you got x plus y plus 2 times x plus y. X plus y minus 2.
X plus 1 plus 2 plus the 4 over x minus 1 minus 1.
Okay. Okay, alright. I'm running out of questions now. What did you get, Peter? Still working on it? Okay. Yes, Rika. Okay. Alright, so let's do one by one. And I will create some real estate on the screen by going in a reverse order. Let's look at this problem first. Now the same RAM technique. I am reading the question here, and you guys will see that when you read the problem or read the question a couple of times, the question becomes half difficult. Let me read this, okay, and you guys will hear it, and that will start making some sense. X minus 2 whole square minus y plus 4 whole square. X minus 2 whole square minus y plus 4 whole square. Okay, something square minus something square. Let me call this guy A and let me call this guy B. This is A square minus B square. Does it not relate to the formula that we know? A polynomial identity. A plus B times A minus B. Yeah. Something square minus something square. See, I might get annoying to some extent when I'm reading it same time again and again, right? Something square minus something square. Then this something is A and this something is B. A square minus B square will be A plus B times A minus B. Wonderful. Now I know what is my A, what is my B. So we'll just plug that in here. And this becomes A minus B. This is my A minus B, which is y plus 4. Come on. Y plus 4. This is my A minus B scenario, and multiply that with, let me put everything inside the bracket. Let's A plus B. This is A and this is B. Okay? Understand here, right? It's okay. Don't worry about it. One problem. I mean, again, my request to you all is just focus on how we are doing it, and if, no matter whether it looks simple or difficult, I will make sure that it looks lame to everybody. There is nothing complicated about it. A square minus B square is A plus B into A minus B. So this is A minus B into A plus B. Now let's break the brackets open. X minus 2 comes out as is. Now minus into y becomes minus y. Minus into 4 becomes minus 4. Yep. This one is one part and this one is x minus 2 comes out as is. Plus into y is plus y, plus into plus again plus 4. Everything here. We will put the line terms together, x and y, and then minus 2 and minus 4 come together to become minus 6. And here x and y remain as is, minus 2 and minus 4 together become plus 2. Yep. So for a problem like this is where I hope I'm not doing too much of marketing of this strategy, but the idea is when you read the question couple of times, kind of sound in your own ears, right? When you read this square minus this square. If you say sometime, you will recall, oh, something I've seen before, something square minus something square something. And then everything will fall in place. There is no mathematical calculation which is difficult here, okay? It's just about being able to relate to it. Second problem would be my easy picking. That's why I picked up this one to solve first. Yeah? Everybody okay with that? Sangita, Sundara, Thanu, Ananya, Ram. Guys, please acknowledge so that I get the required confidence to move on, okay? Your acknowledgement works as a fuel for me. Wonderful. Okay, everybody. And when I say acknowledgement, it's not to get likes or thumbs up from you. It is just for as an affirmation for me that, okay, I'm making sense to you guys. Okay? Everybody okay so far? Now, and you will find me being equally boring and equally repetitive in nature. This one, let me first muddle the water a little bit. If you look at this problem, I got 3 answers from you guys, and I can guarantee you that 2 of the answers were correct. This answer was correct, and this answer was also correct, because these 2 are same thing. Here it is in a more granular form where it's factorized further. This is with one level of factorization. This one I believe probably is not right, but anyways, let me not even go there. I am deleting all the options. Okay? I will do it my way. No, there is no my way. Okay. Now here, again 7x to the power 5 minus 21x to the power 4 plus 14x cubed. Oh, x is present in all the places. What is the maximum power that is common? X to the power 3. Let's take that guy out. That becomes an easy picking for us. If I take x cube out, this became 7x to the power 2 minus 21x to the power 1, that is x, and plus 14. Okay. Are we okay? I think, see, look at this coefficient here. 7 3 are 21, 7 2 are 14. Oh, 7 is again common here. Let's take that guy also out. 7x cube, if I take it out, I'm left with x squared minus 3x plus 2. This was one of the answers I got, and this answer is correct. Now, we are trying to explore, do I have an opportunity to break this also into two factors? That is where our exposure or experience with quadratic equation plays an important role. Now, anything that you have in the form of a quadratic equation, something squared minus something plus something. Now, first thing you will do is, you will go back to your algebraic identities or polynomial terms, whatever you call it. A plus b whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. A minus b whole square is again a square minus 2ab plus b square. And a square minus b square is only two terms, right? So I will not even look at this. So a plus b whole square has all positive terms. We have one negative term here. I will rule out this being relevant in this scenario. When I come to this guy, I have something squared minus something plus something squared. Now I have one square and then I have something. Is this guy a square? 2 is not a square of anything. This guy is not giving me any clue right now. Let's rule it out. Now we are going to our next method of factorizing a quadratic equation, that revolves around the standard form, which is nothing but any quadratic equation in the standard form can be written like this, correct? A square plus bx plus c, any quadratic equation. Everybody with me so far? Now we will look at what is a, b and c. A is nothing but the coefficient of x squared, b is nothing but the coefficient of x, and c is the constant. Here, this is my quadratic equation. What is my a here? A is 1. What is my b here? B is coefficient of x, which is minus 3. What is my c here? The constant, which is 2. I have just established the value of a, b and c by comparing the quadratic equation with the standard form. Yeah. Now next thing what we do is, there is a technique here, okay, for factorizing quadratic equation. If your standard algebraic identities don't help, this is your second approach. What you do here is, you multiply a and c. When you multiply a and c, what you get? 1 times 2 is 2. And then you look at what are the factors of 2. The only factors are 2 and 1. Okay? And then you look for, can I combine these two guys to get b? So 2 and 1. It can become 3 together, right? So what you will do is, all this drama and circus that we were doing was only to do this, factorize this one. What I am doing is x squared. This 2 times 1 is 2 and factors were 2 into 1. We are saying 2 and 1, if I add them together, becomes 3. So what we will do is, we will break this 3x into 2x minus x. So this is the second method of factorizing a quadratic equation. If you are not able to directly map it with one of the algebraic identities, then you look at the standard form, find out the coefficients a, b and c, and then you multiply a and c, whatever you got, look at what are the possible factors of that and see if any of the factor can be combined, added or subtracted to give b. And here we see that, okay, 2 and 1 are the factors. When I add minus 2 and minus 1, I get a minus 3. So we just split this 3x into two parts, that's it. So I will continue with my story. This was my back end calculation, okay? All that you are seeing here is not visible to the outside world. This is what was happening in our brain, okay? We got this split and something magical happens. Now you take first two terms, last two terms, combine them. Here you will find x being common, here you will find only 1 being common. So 7x cubed, between these two guys only x is common, so I'll take it out, it becomes x minus 2. Between these two guys I'll take minus 1 out. Minus x is nothing but minus 1 into x, correct? This became x minus 2. Now you find the common factor being multiplied with x and minus 1. We will use reverse of distributive property, which is also called associative property, and that became x minus 1 times x minus 2. So there are three factors. What answer you gave me, that was also correct. We had stopped at this point after taking out the common factor. But there was an opportunity for us to break it further. That's what we did. Both answers are right. These are just different levels of factorization. Did that make sense to everybody, or a good boring exercise for the last 15 minutes? Everybody okay? Tishali, Sanjita?
Yeah.
Tanu? Okay. So we looked at some problems. And if you guys ask me, the summary of the techniques that we have talked about is only twofold. One is the RAND technique, the most annoying and the boring method that your teacher keeps bragging about. And second one is the three key important formulas called algebraic identities or polynomial terms. You'll find 5 different names for these guys. Do a Google, it will tell you 5 different names for these guys. I can tell you that these formulas will come to you guys more often than you are used to seeing your own friends. Okay? In the math journey. These are very important and most commonly used formulas, and this will be your go-to point for when it comes to solving quadratic equation or when it comes to factorizing things. Okay? This gives you a lot of clue. If this one doesn't work, the next thing that we learned was how do we factorize a quadratic equation, mapping it with the standard form of a quadratic equation. Yeah? And then multiply A and C. Map your equation, quadratic equation with this standard form. Find out what is the coefficient of x squared, that is A. Find out the coefficient of x, which is B, and the constant term C. Multiply these two guys. Let's say by multiplying these two guys, I got 32. Then you will say, fine, what are the factors of 32? 1 into 32, 2 into 16, 4 into 8. Yeah. Now you will see, okay, what is my value of B? Let's say B is 18. You will pick this combination and split this 18x into 16x plus 2x. So all this method is your back end calculation only to arrive at how do I split this into two parts so that one part goes with this guy, other part goes with this guy, and helps me factorize it. Tanu, did I make sense better? Tanu, Vasundhara, Samrita, Nanya, Musri, yeah, Shekhar. Okay, brother. I was just asking if I am making sense, but now I got the answer. You said you could not hear me. If you don't hear me, how would I make sense? Okay? Alright. But everybody in the class who was able to hear me, okay? Did I make enough sense or at least decent sense? Yeah? Alright, good. So let's look at one more problem. And this problem is a little different one, which is more towards the word problem type. Ram, are you with me so far? Okay. So this problem that we will talk about is more of a word problem, okay? And word problems to me are kind of annoyance because this long story given and there's when you dig the hole you'll find a small mice in the whole problem. So word problems are meant for getting us confused if we don't read it carefully. So your total energy for solving a word problem would be more around decoding what has been asked. That is where again the same old story. Read a couple of times, you'll be able to decode it. Okay? Read it carefully multiple times so that you have all the information that you are supposed to have. Then put your thoughts. Word problems will be easier bet that I can guarantee you guys, provided you read it carefully. So what we'll do is in the remaining 5 minutes that we have for the class, I'll read one word problem and see how you guys are relating to it. And this one doesn't need any calculation, okay? So let me write down the question first. We have 9x to the power 4 plus 4y squared. This is a polynomial, okay? It says which pattern can we use to factor the expression? Okay? Which pattern can we use to factor this expression? U and V are either constant integers or single variable expression. U and V are either single constant integers or single variable expressions. And the three options we have are this. First one is U plus V square or U minus V square. Second option is U plus V times U minus V. And third option is we can't use. I'm just putting a cross here, okay? Now this is a word problem, okay? And we have not dealt with this so far. But you will see that whatever you know, you are able to solve it if you read this question one more time. So let me read this question for you guys 2 more times and then I'll leave you guys at your state. This is the expression 9x to the power 4 plus 4y squared. The question says which pattern can we use to factor the expression? Which pattern can we use to factor this expression? So these are the two patterns that we have. One pattern, two pattern, second pattern, and this is the third pattern. And additional information is U and V are either constant integers or single variable expression. So basically this is what is helping us figure out how we will think about this polynomial to break it into what are the patterns that could be relevant for us. So now I will leave you guys to think about it for a minute before I jump onto it. This one doesn't need any calculation, so don't tell me that I am working on it. You have to just think about it and tell me which option looks more relevant here in this scenario. Everybody heard the question, right? Yes, Devans. Okay. See, now Devans is appreciating the need for reading the question again and again, and that is valid. The question says 9x to the power 4 plus 4y squared is the expression given to us. Which pattern can we use to factor the expressions? And here are the options that we have. Where U and V are either constant integers or single variable expressions. Yeah? Tell me what you guys are leaning towards. It is more of a thoughtful assessment of the approach than any rigorous effort needed for calculating it. Let's see what you are leaning towards. Everybody heard the question, right? Sanvita, Disali, Shikhar, Tanu, Ram, Anshika. Yes, Ram, go ahead.
I think it's C.
Okay. I would agree as well as not agree for a reason, but I'll come to it. Okay. Anybody else? Ansika, what is going in your mind right now? Devans. Yes, beta. Go ahead. Tell me.
I think it would be either A or C
A or C.
somewhere because they both have like or no right. So is U and V like a constant? Or
So basically, see, something is square, something is square. We are trying to relate it to the standard algebraic identities, right? A plus B whole square, A minus B whole square. Here, in place of A or B, you are giving mapping it with U and V. That's all. That's the only difference. Yes, Disali. Sanvita, anybody? I know it's already time, so you guys are thinking why this old man is bothering us beyond our time. So okay, let me clear the dust here. We have something square plus something square. Something square plus something square. Straight away, let's go to our algebraic identities. A square plus 2ab plus b square. A minus b whole square is a square minus 2ab plus b square, and a square minus b square is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So what it means is, if I have an expression with 3 terms, then it could relate to this guy or this guy, but we have only 2 terms here. Yeah. So these 2 are ruled out. Now here the third identity we have is, we have to have 2 terms, then it breaks into a plus b times a minus b. Here I have 2 terms, but I have a plus here, no minus, and this one works only with a minus. So u plus b whole square and u minus b whole square is ruled out, because we need to have 3 terms to be able to break it down to that form. So option is ruled out. Now this option is also ruled out because you have to have something square minus something square, wherein we have something square plus something square. So we cannot apply this identity as well. Then we are leaning towards this one. So that's what Ram was saying. And I told Ram that I will agree and disagree both at the same time, because this is what we learned in complex numbers. When you have 2 square plus squares, you can break this into this, and this becomes I square. So you can still factorize squares of 2 positive numbers. That is more with respect to complex number scenario, or the concept that we have learned in the previous classes, which we will come back to it again. Okay? But in this context, we'll go for this. We are not trying to do a lot of mix and match here. Ansika, Disali, Thanu, Sanjita, Shikhar, Ram, everybody okay? So Ram, you know why I was saying that I will agree and disagree at the same time? I was just making sure that we don't forget what we learned in complex numbers. Here that is not applicable, but yes, as long as the concept goes, we are going to stay glued to what we have learned. Yep. Alright, have fun then. We'll see you guys next class.